Hey guys, I'm Mike, and you're tuned into Cali Woodworks. Today, we will be unboxing the Flashforge AD5X and seeing how it's put together and doing our first print on it. And in a later video, we will be doing another video on it, comparing it to how our Bambu printers print. So stay tuned, and without further ado, let's get unboxing and seeing what this printer is all about. So first thing we do is take it out the bag. There's a couple foam inserts that you would like to remove. Don't forget to check all the inserts because some of them do carry parts that you will be installing on the printer itself, such as the AMS unit and the spool holders. To put the screen on, it's very easy. You take off a couple screws, that middle bracket gets disposed of, and you just clip on the screen to the printer, and that's done. Next, I installed the spool holders, and they have the numbers of where it goes. Over here, you'll see me putting on the multi-material unit, which I installed incorrectly, and you will see that later down in the video. For the PTFE tubes, all it takes is one screw, and you're in. Next, I plug in the controller for the multi-material. It has one plastic tab that gets held on with two screws. This is where I realized that I installed the multi-material system incorrectly, as it will not let me put the spools on. So all it is two screws. You unscrew it, flip it up, put the screws back in, torque them down, and the unit just slides on, and you twist it to lock it in. Setting up the app is super easy. All you gotta do is download it, make an account, connect it to your Wi-Fi, and before you turn the printer on and get it ready, there's 3 screws for shipping that you would need to remove, as I'm doing here, and I am ready to get the machine dialed in. While we wait for the machine to boot up and do its thing, I will go ahead and install the spools that Flashforge sent over to me. And it's super easy putting them on. The only thing that I would like to change on this is add a flange to those little PTFE tubes to make it easier to guide the filament in. So after unboxing, I said, what the heck, let's do a comparison video, and I printed benchies. Always print benchies. So here you see the benchy that I printed with the AD5X. Looks really nice, has minor layer lines, but overall it did a pretty good job, did a nice job on the overhangs. And over here you see the benchy I printed with the Bambu A1. Got a couple layer lines just like the AD5X. Didn't do as much of a nice job on the overhangs. But then I thought to myself, let's print in the same exact material. So I calibrated both machines, because these were printed out of the box, and we ran it again. I always use alcohol between every single print. It helps keep the bed clean and also helps parts stick better. The ADX5 was about 7 minutes slower on a 58-minute long print, and I feel like it was mainly because of the time it took for the machine to calibrate. Over here, you see the one printed on the A1. Again, same type of overhang, imperfections, but overall still a very nice print. And here you see the one that was printed on the AD5X. The overhang does seem to be a lot cleaner than the A1s. Well, now that we've tested the printer and did some comparisons with some benchies, I would like to talk and discuss what I think about this printer. And I'm going to add points for each printer, such as the A1 and the AD5X, and then we can all collectively decide what's a better printer and if it's worth the money. So, unboxing and setting it up, I would definitely give the point to AD5X. Assembling the A1s takes a long time for me. After my fifth printer, it wasn't as exciting as assembling the A1s. So, as far as unboxing and setting up goes, I'm giving that to the AD5X. The next thing I want to talk about is the bed size. So if you compare the bed size between the A1 and the AD5X, here are the build plates. Obviously a little bit smaller. I would say roughly about an inch all around. So an inch total on each side. And for the price point, the A1 current time pricing is $399. The AD5X current time pricing is $339. But if you were to compare it to Bambu's A1 Mini, which is a going price of $329 right now, it's significantly smaller. So I would have to put this AD5X right in between the A1 and the A1 Mini. And I would say clearly bed size and price wise, you compare it to the A1 Mini, and the AD5X would definitely win that, hands down. So to compare fair price wise, I'm gonna have to compare that to the A1 Mini. Both with AMS, the A1 Mini goes for $329 and the AD5X goes for $339. So comparing those two printer prices, clearly the winner would be Flashforge AD5X. The next thing I wanted to talk about is print speed. So as you guys saw in the videos, the A1 printed roughly 7 minutes faster than the AD5X. So as far as points go for speed, printing time speed, I'm going to give that to the A1. And the other last and final little bit that I would like to compare between the two is print quality. They both do amazing job at printing. I would say the AD5X did a lot better job on the overhangs, but overall they have the same type of print lines, just in different height layers. And if I were to pick which one printed better due to the overhangs, I would have to give that to the AD5X. And don't get me wrong, they're both amazing printers. They did a great job printing this. It's fairly quick. It took 59 minutes, I believe, for the A1, and it took about 52 minutes for the AD5X. So speed wise, there's not a big significance of difference. But as far as print quality goes, the overhangs definitely the AD5X shined on that. But as far as the print lines go, they're dead even. Hard to tell, hard to say that there's a big difference. But at the end, if I were to be fair and to tell you the truth, I would say they're both equally good at printing. And I couldn't say if one is better than the other with just printing benchies. If you guys are interested and would like to see a video of me printing multicolor or different materials, I would love to do that. Please let me know in the comments below. Other than that, I think off of the videos I've seen for the AD5X, printing TPU is much better with the AMS system that they got going on. For some reason, with the A1s, I have yet to successfully complete a normal 3D printed TPU product yet. So I would definitely like to give that a shot on the AD5X. I did see a lot of people printing with these with TPU, so I have a really good feeling about it. And optimally, it comes down to if this printer is a good printer to get or not. I say for a starter, it's an amazing printer. It has a lot of cool features. It doesn't have a built-in camera like the A1. So if you're trying to be on the go and check out your prints, you cannot do that yet. I do believe they are coming up with newer models that are going to be able to accommodate that. But other than that, I really like the fact that it's so quick and easy to set up. I run a print farm. I have over 55 printers at the moment, and setting up the A1s takes forever for me. I would literally have to print the AMS unit back here and the stiffeners, and that takes down literally a whole day of time just to print the items, and then assembly takes another couple hours every time I do 5 to 10 printers in my shop. So this one's really cool because of that feature that you just take it out of the box, minuscule amounts of screws that you need to put on, and it's ready to go. I really do love the fact. I would really wish bamboo printers would be much faster to set up. And also, another thing that's really cool about this is the footprint. It's basically the same footprint as the A1. It's a little bit wider, very little bit, but you save so much space up top. When I built my shelves and desks for my A1s, I had to raise them up high. But if I were to put these 85Xs on there, I would have literally been able to add my third level, which would optimally give me more space for printers. So I would like to think what you guys think based on the facts of these videos in the comments. Please let us know what you guys think. What you guys think is a clear winner as far as printers go. Overall, I'm gonna have to say this is a great printer. Starting for starters, definitely does a great job printing. Super easy to set up. Software was super easy to run, and I would definitely recommend getting it and trying it out. It's definitely a type of printer that could use some upgrades and updates, and I feel like AD5X will get some new versions of it. I do know there's some talks of some new models coming out of these. And other than that, there was one more thing I would like to point out. Hopefully, Flashforge would see this video and make a fix for this. Is the little PTF tubes right here. If they had a little bigger flange over it when you're putting the filaments in, because running a print farm, you're on the move all the time, and this thing was like a number one problem for me that I noticed right off the bat. Putting the filament in a very tiny little tube is a little bit difficult, especially if you were to have this printer in a tight space jammed up next to other printers. I would really think if they put a little flange on these PTFE tubes, it will make it so much easier for you to put the filament in. Thank you for watching, guys. If you did like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. We will be back with a lot more videos. I have the Anycubic Cobra X that we're going to do next, and I'm super excited to put that on this table right here and do an unboxing of. And once we get that running, I'll obviously be working a little bit more with the Flashforge, putting it to the test. We'll do a comparison video of all three printers